My name is Stacie Horton. I am the Grandview University dance team coach. I'm also the athletic business manager here at Grandview. Here at Grandview, I'm going into year number 21 of being a coach here, and then coached and choreographed for years before that as well, and then performed. Before that, I was on the dance team at University of Iowa. For me personally, I'm going to speak to it a little bit. A cause for early retirement. Sometimes when you dance for a long period of time, we're talking over 20 years, later in life, you find out what that has done, physically to your body. And I didn't have the proper training when I was coming up through the dance world. I would go from, just walking into practice to straight out dancing full out, and that's not the way to do it. Some of the transfers that we get here at Grandview have been out of dance for a semester or a year, and they're a little more prone to some injuries if they don't come in slowly and work progress their way up to where the rest of the dancers are. So that sometimes, plays into it too. One of the other issues is strength and conditioning for dancers as well. They're not a typical athlete that, you want to bulk up or they need to train to burst for 2 minutes for a routine. So there aren't a lot of programs out there training-wise for these dancers to incorporate into their workout schedules. So we actually here at Grandview belong to SSP. It's a fitness workout program that we pay for monthly, and it's specific to the dancer, the cheerleader, and the gymnast, and trains all the correct muscles and does it the right way for them. It varies a little bit, but ankle injuries are huge. MCL, ACL. Most of the time, I think the common one with most dancers are hips, because of how much turnout they do and rotation that they do with their hips. The hips kind of take a lot of the wear and tear. On occasion, you'll have a shoulder here and there, depending on what kind of dance tricks they're doing. But ankles and hips, I think, are pretty common. So we actually just had a dancer get injured, and she tore her MCL and her ACL. So obviously she's meeting with the trainers here at Grandview, has gone to DMOS, to get some scans and some x-rays, and she'll have surgery in November. So she meets with our trainers, as do all of our other athletes. If they have injuries, they touch base with the trainers, and then the trainers kind of determine from there what needs to be done. And then we continue to include them into our dance life, our dance world, our dance team, just by finding other things that they may be able to do. Video the practice, or be another set of eyes, or whatever it may be. We just always try to keep them active in the dance room. I think as a college dance coach, helping them keep a positive mentality and diet and sleep and rest and all that, I think we have to do some check-ins every once in a while, see how they're doing. That's what the Wellness U app helps with as well too. But as a coach, sitting down with them, having 10 minutes before or after a practice and saying, hey, what are some of the issues you're facing? How can we help? How can we support? And sometimes, they're willing to come forward and talk a little bit about it, and that helps their other teammates, right? And that really helps the climate. If the seniors are sharing, the freshmen feel a little more apt to share as well. But so much of it is they come into the dance room, and that's really kind of their stress reliever, their release from the everyday, grind of being a college student. But sometimes it's hard for them to leave that at the door. So every once in a while, we need to address it and kind of get them refocused again. One thing I love about our coaching staff here at Grandview, that I have my 2 assistant coaches. One is a full-time nurse. So if these injuries should occur, she's right there on the spot and helps them. For young dancers struggling in the sport of dance right now, first of all, I would say, always remember your passion. If it's still a passion, continue. Don't give up. It is a team sport, but individually, you're responsible for your training, your input to the team. I think it's important for them to know their role on a team. I think it's important for them to gain leadership skills. So continue with that. That's only going to help you out in the real world. I hear a lot of, well, I can't do that. And I always tell them, can't never did anything, will did it all. So don't ever say I can't. You've got to try it, and it's got to be a safe space for them to feel like they can try anything.